Hi and welcome to Mike's Corner. In this episode of Mike's Corner, we've been laid down a challenge from Carl over at Skinpixel to see how quickly you can change the potentiometers on a PlayStation 5 joystick. That's including the joysticks as well, so potentiometers as well as joysticks. Now he's recently uploaded a video where he used a special tool that allows him to unsolder all the joystick at once and place a new joystick in a certain amount of time to see how quickly he can do it. So we've picked up that challenge and we're going to see how quickly we can do it without that tool. So without further ado, challenge accepted! So you're now joining me in my workbench and we're going to do the Skinpixel speed test. So Skinpixel have recently done a video where they've taken out some potentiometers and the joysticks using a special removal tool which actually unsolders the whole joystick at once, which is very cool. But what we're going to use is a desoldering gun. So we are going to be fitting some brand new Ginfil version 6 potentiometers, and these are the latest ones out. They've been updated with basically a more responsive click mechanism, and we're going to be fitting some new joystick covers. Now we have around 20 minutes to do this. Do we think we'll be able to do it? So I made sure that we've got the same version of the controller that Skinpixel used, and so there's no advantages for ones that have less wires or whatnot. But right, should we get started? Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Now, this is a controller that's waiting for repair. As you can see, it's probably not the best in shape actually. It's actually missing one of the screws here, but I'm going to pretend I'm taking a screw out. So I don't have any advantages. Pretend I'm dropping it into the box. Okay. Now to take off the shoulder buttons, really simple. Screwdriver under the open gap, pry it up. Really easy to do. 2 screws here. Okay, take this one out, into the tub. Now I've made sure my solder iron's all preheated. Now to open these, if they're not damaged, so you don't break the clip here, you have to massage them out. So you would hold this down. Well, first you would unclip them from here, sorry I missed that step. And then you would hold this button down and massage the controller backwards and forwards, separating the 2 areas so it comes off. And what that will do, it won't actually damage the clip that's in there. Right, the battery just falls out. So, just disconnect the battery so there's no power running through the circuit. Now there is one tool that I forgot to grab, and that's a little set of pliers or tweezers. So we'll grab that now. Okay, so we want to make sure we take all the little ribbon cables out. Being really careful, that's a microphone. Take the battery holder out. Luckily, all the screws on this are the same, so you don't have to worry about remembering where the screws go. Now you've got a microphone missing from here. That's interesting. Didn't realise that, but it's missing the microphone. So once we put this back together again, we have to install a new microphone. So take this ribbon cable out, this ribbon cable out, and the touchpad ribbon cable out. We want to desolder the board. So we're going to take the wires out here. 1, 2, put them out of the way. Okay, and then there we go, and the other side as well. Now you can remember where the wires go, or you can look at the board, because some of the boards actually have a reminder on them. So on these particular versions they have R here and Y up there. Now if you look, red is next to R and yellow is next to Y. So that's how I remember where the wires go. So green is always next to yellow and black is always next to red. Okay. Little tabs in here to move to the side, and out comes the board. Now, a couple of things we need to remove. Speaker needs to come off, don't want that getting in the way. And we need to take these top covers off as well. Okay, now I have the bottom of the board. Now some of these can be a little bit of a pain to remove, especially the earth ones. So normally this one and this one can be a pain to remove, and the same goes on the opposite side as well. But to hope correspond to that, what we're going to do is put some flux on those pins to help that solder free up a little bit. Right, out comes the gun. Make sure the tip's nice and clean, and we will go ahead and unsolder this and see how long it takes. Oops, so that's going to be a pain, it's not really melting. Okay. However, the other ones are really straightforward and quick. This side now, will that melt? Okay, that one's gone, that's perfect. Okay, that's that side. I'll do the opposite side. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the potentiometers off first before I take the joysticks off, just so they're out of the way. Purely a speed run, this. Okay, so that's all of the potentiometers unsoldered. I think we're going to have a little issue with this one because it doesn't appear to be very clean. What we're going to do is just basically just take these away from the joystick housing. And if they've been unsoldered properly, you'll see that the legs move really easily. Okay, and they just pop out. That's one. That's the other. Okay, that one is going to be an issue. So, same again, a little bit of flux. On it goes. And then give it a little bit of movement. And clean up. There we go, now it's free. So, and that should just pop out. There we go. That's some out of the way. Now we want to remove the actual joystick itself. So we'll go ahead and do this. That's all ready for removal. Putting flux on all of the actual shoulder joints. Speed test demons, here we go. Okay, and that one should just drop out. Look at that. Perfect. Right, next side. Going full force here. How are we doing? Here we go, that's out. So looking at here, there's not much cleanup to do on this side. So what we're going to do is pop the potentiometers back in, the new ones. Make sure all the legs are straight. And we're going to pop it upside down. Okay, what I do normally is I make sure that one of the main supports is soldered back in and it's down properly. So we don't need the solder sucker anymore, so we'll switch that off. And we will solder this on here and make sure it's flat by holding down the potentiometer, well, the actual joystick. And we do the same on the opposite side as well. Okay, holding down. Okay, and we want to make sure that the joysticks are flat, and they are not flat, so we'll do that again. So putting pressure on joysticks. Okay, is that gone flat? There we go, that's better. And we'll do the same on this side. Okay, and we check to see if it's gone flat. Right, perfect. See, it's all flat now. Let's just want to make sure that one is definitely down. There we go. So they're all now flat in there. So what we just want to do now is just solder it all back up again. So put some flux on here and on here. And all your contacts so the solder is nice, and so you don't use flux on this modern solder. It kind of goes all, doesn't solder very well. It kind of gives you dry solder joints. So unless you're using lead solder, definitely use a lot of flux. Right, here we go. So really quick and easy. Yes, don't be like me. Get a solder, get an extractor so you're not breathing this stuff in, because wherever you sit, it always comes towards you. Okay, and the last ones. Okay, now they've got it all soldered up. Now all we want to do is make sure that the solder is nice. They look good. Yeah, they look all fine. And just we want to clean up the actual solder so it's all nice and clean. So for that we've got some isopropylic alcohol, toothbrush, out it comes, give it a good scrub. This will get rid of any kind of flux that's left over and leave the board nice and clean. Okay, a little bit there. Right, get your cloth of choice just to mop up any excess IPA. Okay, so that is all soldered in now, and all what we're going to do is throw in the replacement tops. There we go, and start putting it back together again. Now, important you remember to put the speaker in first, goes in a certain way, so always with the contacts facing this way, and then we need to start putting it back together again. Moving these out the way because it's easier to do it if they're not in the way. We're going to in, but making sure you don't jam your ribbon cables underneath. Easy to do and a pain sometimes to get back out again, but we are going to get those out. There we go. Nope, back in it went. There we go. Okay, so ribbon cables back in again. Being careful because they can be delicate. That I haven't had one of those break yet, thankfully. Okay, so that's all in. Now, soldering time. Now, as I said, you've got an R and a Y on both sides, and that's kind of a reminder to where you need to put your cables. So just to make sure that these go in nicely, I'm going to put a little bit of flux on these, just so the solder's nice and fresh. Okay, and we're going to grab the red first. Goes to R on the board for red. Okay, then we're going to grab the black, which always sits next to the red. Then green is next, and then yellow goes next to the Y on the board. Okay, we'll do the same on this side. Okay, so with that done, we want to put your battery compartment back on again, grabbing your tray with all your screws in it. Okay, and let's put the microphone back on again. Making sure it's in there. Okay, and I do have some replacement microphones. Not in there. There we go. Replacement microphones. So we'll grab one of those. Just so we're doing the same process. Microphone goes through. And we'll put this into here. Okay. Making sure the microphone's sitting in there properly. Okay, now we grab the battery. Okay, and then fit the bottom back on again. Okay. Screw it back up. This feels quick. It isn't always as easy as that. So on the earlier reversion boards, getting those potentiometers off the earth straps are a nightmare. Okay, and then your L1, your L, oh, drop that one, let's grab that. Your L2, and your case. Stop. Wow, there we go. So actually no, don't stop just yet. I have to imitate that I've actually put this other screw on it because I forgot that as well, didn't I? Yep, there we go. Putting the screw on. Yep, there we go. Stop now. There we go. Potentiometer install using a solder gun, and how quick that was. I think that's pretty damn good, I've got to say. But that's not the end of the video, because we obviously want to do a calibration on this joystick and then see how it works. So now join me back at my desk for the final steps on the calibration of the controller. As you can see, I've got the calibration software up on this screen, and we're just going to go through a quick calibration how to do it. So we're going to do the stick center. So we go down to step 1, and we want to put up to the top, left, and then okay, continue that. Now the right top, continue, bottom left, continue, and bottom right, and continue there as well. Okay, and then we want to do stick range. So what for this, we want to go around in a circle with the controller, nice and slowly. Just going around, and then we want to go around the opposite direction. Nice and slowly. Okay, and then back down center. Done. Now we want to check for circularity, and we will go around and just make sure that's all okay. And it looks good. Looks really good. Look at the error levels on that. It's 4.45% and 3.22%, which is remarkable in all honesty. So what we want to do then is save that permanently to the joystick, and that's the joystick calibrated. So there we have it. Challenge accepted and challenge defeated. Very sorry, Carl. 16 minutes and 2 seconds. How amazing is that? Just call me Speed Mike, because that was fast, especially using a solder gun. But however, regardless of how well I've done on this, please think about heading over to skinpixel.co.uk for some amazing customized joysticks and peripherals for your game consoles. The man does it all himself, and some of the stuff he does is absolutely amazing. So that brings me to the end of another video, and if this was informative for you or helped you to see what you would need to do to fix a PlayStation 5 controller's stick drift issue, think about whacking a like and subscribe. Helps me as a channel, helps me grow and bring more videos to you, which is useful, like this one. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next video.